Hey guys, it's Drea. So today is my January favorites. I actually kind of want to call this just current favorites. This is going to be a long one. I want this to be very chatty. I have a lot to say. Just know that going in. If you don't have time right now, I understand, but I kind of want to take my time through all these products. This has been an interesting couple months for me because I went from really using my collection last year and not hauling a lot to having a very kind of long break from even wearing makeup, never mind making videos while I was moving, and then hauling a ton of new stuff, which is taking me a long time to get through, but at the same time it's so exciting because I feel like I'm really getting to experience new things, bring you guys new looks. I'm doing new things on my Instagram and channel, and I have so many things that are becoming favorites that I kind of wanted to bring you this video a few weeks ago because I have more favorites, but I'm going to save those for next month. So I'm trying to like pace myself, but there's a lot of stuff here. So if you're wondering why you're not seeing something that maybe I've been using somewhere else or in videos, it'll probably be in my next month's favorites. I do want to touch on this again very briefly. If you've heard me say this in another video, I'm sorry, but a lot of people watch different videos. So I am doing mini tutorials on my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, I would suggest doing that if you like tutorials, because that's mainly where I'm going to be doing that. And I understand a lot of you don't have Instagram, but it's so much easier to do a tutorial there because it's so much shorter and the editing process is so much easier for me now that I'm working full-time. Again, that is a huge part of some of the changes to my life and my channel, is that I am now working again 40 hours a week. So I just can't invest the same amount of time into things as I wish if I had my druthers and I could do whatever I want. You know, I would do 6 videos a week for you guys, but I just can't. So those of you that are asking for tutorials to be on this channel, it's just not going to happen for a while. I'm really sorry. This is going to be more for like get ready with me and chatty type interactions. But those of you that do like Instagram 1-minute tutorials, I'm trying to do as many of them as possible. Okay, so let's just go into the favorites. First of all, Sephora launched these and I am in love. This is the Soleil Beach Vibes Exfoliating Body Granita. One of you that speaks Spanish, tell me what that means, because I don't know, but it's like a body exfoliator. And then this is the body wash, which is the Soleil Beach Vibes Melting Shower Jelly. These smell amazing. If you like the beach smell, you'll love it, but it's not that. There's a lot of fragrances that are marketed as beach that I actually hate, but this is just stunning. It's got that suntan lotion component, but it's somewhat sweet. It's not sickening in any way, which I find a lot of beach things can be. And I bought this first, loved it so much that I had to get this. And the only reason this isn't lower is because it's been sitting here waiting for me to film this for like a week and a half and I've been missing it. So I highly recommend these. Very affordable from Sephora. I love the scent of this. I didn't like the pink one. I think it was called Pillow Talk maybe. Anyway, I returned it. I did not like the scent of that, but I love that. So if you like beach stuff, go get you some of that. Let's talk palettes. Yeah, I've hauled a lot of palettes. I've been gifted palettes. I've purchased palettes. They're all gonna be in Instagram. I have a pile there, sitting there, of 10 palettes that I've barely even got to touch yet. And not to mention all the other ones that I already had in my collection. So the fact that these two are in my favorites is gonna speak volumes. I have been going back to these two throughout the month, actually a little over a month, just going back and back and back, especially this one, which is surprising to me actually, but both of these. So the Makeup Revolution, the Emily Edit, the Wants palette. I'm gonna hold it upside down just because of the humongous mirror. This palette has definite pros and cons though. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There are some problems with it. So I am wearing this today. All the mattes that you see on my eyes are from this palette. I think there are a lot of really good quality mattes that are so easy to blend, so easy to work with. Don't go on super pigmented, but can be built up for sure. And as you blend, some of them do have a tendency to fade. So you do have to build up in a lot of cases. That being said, I always end up with an eye look that I think looks very nice, very blended, no problems there, and pigmented and beautiful. So I have no issues with the end result. It's just the process, I think, with this formula takes a little bit longer. Some of the satins in here are just phenomenal. Like Heartbeat, I did a look with, it's stunning. The green, actually all the greens in this palette, the mattes and the shimmers, are beautiful. I used these three in a look, stunning. There are some satins that just don't work at all, and unfortunately I have to say the Belle Violet and Eve Rose ones I think are really subpar. They don't show up at all, and even with a finger, I've tried a couple ways, they just don't show up, they fade, they don't look metallic or even like shimmery on the eyes at all, and that's really disappointing because I know those shades are very special to Emily, but they don't work for me. But there is so much about this palette that does work for me, that I've gotten so many beautiful eye looks out of. I enjoy it. The color story is so fun to play with. It's a really, really, really fun palette. I could see myself traveling with it, even though it's quite large. There's a huge mirror in it. I just have been loving it. I think it's so fantastic. So if you haven't yet, if you're on the fence, I would say go for it. Like, I was on the fence for a long time, and it was only once I actually saw it in front of my face that I picked it up, but I love it. And then this, I already knew this was going to be great because I love the original Zodiac palette from BH, and so I knew the formula already, and it's the exact same formula. It's just as good as the first one. I like this one, I think maybe slightly more, just because I think it's a little bit more colorful even than the first one. And same, all the same things you're gonna want, easily blendable. The mattes, I haven't played with all of them yet though. I haven't really touched some of the blues, but I've done a lot with the warmer shades for sure. And the baked shadow formula is just out of this world stunning. I don't know what BH is doing, but if you like repackage these and put them in Sephora, nobody would know. It's just, the formula is out of this world amazing. So this, another huge favorite, and I'm going to be using this a lot this year in a Zodiac series with the original, so you're going to see this a lot. These Marc Jacobs See-Quins eyeshadows, I wasn't drawn to until my friend Lisa started talking about them on Instagram, and that's why I decided to swatch them during the VIB sale, and I had to buy them. So the shimmer on my eye today is this one. This is Copperazzi. It's really beautiful when applied. It's a really interesting formula because on the one hand, it kind of reminds me of the L'Oreal Infallible, but it's not as smooth. It's a little bit chunkier, so when you pick it up with a brush, it comes out in more chunks. Now I've tried it a few ways. I've tried applying it with a brush by itself, wet, and with my finger. I think the best application method is with the finger, and that's kind of what I did today. I went over it a little bit with some wet with Fix Plus. It's a little bit of trial and error with how these go on because, you know, you want the most bang, you want these to really show up. This one applied really well with a finger. I think it's just going to be, like I said, depending on the shade, depending on what you want to get out of it, just play around with it. But I have loved the effect of both of these. This one is called Glamethyst, which is the purple, and I've used this in a couple looks as well. Really stunning. I love them. They're obviously Marc Jacobs, higher price tag, but even if you just get one and it's like your favorite color ever, I think it would just be a really special thing to add to most people's collection, and I really am treasuring them quite a bit. Here's something that came out of complete left field for me. These just randomly popped up in Shoppers one day. I saw them there. I love the Maybelline highlighter formula. Not the Chrome Extreme, but the regular chrome ones. The formula is stunning. It's my favorite from the drugstore for sure, but this is the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme. This one is 200 Diamond Glow. Now I think this is the same formula that Nikki Tutorials collabed with, and then I heard that these ones were maybe UK exclusive, but they kind of came and went really from Shoppers, and I even saw they went on sale at some locations. Mine doesn't, or I would pick them all up. Anyways, this is one of the most intense highlighters I've ever seen. I really hope that maybe this was just a test and that they've seen the response, and maybe they're gonna bring them back to like a permanent thing or bring them to the US, because I think I heard a few people, my American friends, say that they can't get them. But if you come across this anywhere, the Chrome Extreme, pick it up. On the cheeks, absolutely just beaming highlight. This is the favorite, but not really. This is the Fast Base Stick Foundation. This is the foundation I'm wearing today. I think it looks very nice. It's like a very medium to full coverage kind of perfected look. It's one of the only stick foundations that I've ever found that actually like goes on and applies without sticking to dry patches on me, and like doesn't settle into pores. I find that a lot of them do settle into pores. This one doesn't. The Hourglass one is very similar, I think, in formula to this, if you want to know the truth. But this is not for oily skin. This will not last on my face. I can only use this to film with. If I went outside and went to work, it would be a greasy mess, and that just can't happen for me. So this is gonna be kind of like a back drawer thing for me personally, but I think if you have drier skin or even just like normal skin, try it out because it does look beautiful on the skin. But this, I know so many people talked about this last year and it was in their best of the year, but I only just got it. This is the Revolution, Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, and my shade is C7, and by the way, my shade in this is F6. Yeah, I'm wearing this today. I've worn this a ton. This is so good. So it applies so well to the point where it's just like flawless. Now I have very dark circles, so even Shape Tape, you're still gonna see a little bit of grayness on me, which you can see with this. Like my dark circles just never get covered no matter what, even if I color correct and add concealer on top. But I still think it does a phenomenal job, and it just blends into the skin so well so that it doesn't look like concealer all over your face. And I used quite a bit of this today. So I do think it's just as good as Shape Tape. A lot of people are saying it's a dupe. I would say, is it exactly the same? Maybe not quite. I think the Shape Tape one is even a little bit thicker. But in terms of like how it goes on, I actually think this one I prefer because it's a little bit more natural looking in the end on the skin. So I've been loving that. Another couple things here, just randomly. This is dirty because I use it all the time, and it's Real Techniques, which they never get clean. But this is a Real Techniques diamond sponge. It came in a like gift set, and couple things. Real Techniques sponges always rip faster than any others for me, and this one definitely is. But the spongy texture is so bouncy and nice, and this little tip here is so good because I can get right up in this area, and it blends out concealer really well, foundation too, but especially concealer. Real Techniques sponges for me, I can never get them clean no matter what I do, so they always look kind of gross, but you know, I do wash them, so I know that they are clean. It's just stained. Anyways, in the end, it does such good things for my makeup application. So I don't know if you can buy that by itself or if it's just a gift set thing, but I wanted to mention it. And then this is just another little kind of random little fave. This is from Covergirl. It's the Peach Punch Blush. And I think the shade name is 120 Peach Punch, because that's just what it says. Anyways, it smells really nice, and it's a really nice, just basic peachy matte color. So I've been using this a lot because it just goes with a lot, you know what I mean? It just goes with so many things. It's one of those things you reach for when you're not sure what you should wear on your cheeks, because maybe you're going for a really glamorous look and you don't want to overdo it, or maybe it's just a more natural look. So I really love this, and it smells great. Every time I open it up, I'm like, it smells so nice. Something else that smells really nice are these, and these are incredible. Why did none of you tell me last year to buy these? These are from Physicians Formula. The butter highlighters, this one is Champagne, this one is Pearl. I like them both equally. Today I am wearing Champagne. It's a little bit, it's pretty much straight up gold. Like when you swatch these, this is gold. I don't even know why they call it Champagne. They're very smooth. Somebody said they were cream, but I don't know that they are cream. Just like a powdery cream finish. I don't even really know how to describe it. I mean, I apply it with a brush, so most creams I don't apply with a brush, but it has a very creamy feel to it. So who knows what it is, but it goes on fine with a brush. That's all that matters to me. And then this one, Pearl, is almost like even more wet when you apply it. So when it's on your cheeks, it just looks like wet cheeks, you know? I really, like, this is so intense. I don't know that I have anything like this in my collection. I have a lot of intense stuff, but this is smooth and really just like that. Almost like when you see those Instagram pictures that you know they've added fake highlight to that picture because it's just too much. That's what this is. I was so excited when this launched. I asked for it for Christmas, ended up getting it in the end. This is the TARDIS Pro Glow and Blush Palette. Mainly I've been sticking to the blushes. The highlight is nice. It's definitely pretty if you want like one thing and you don't have a preference for highlight. It's not like my favorite highlight of all time, but it's definitely pretty. But what I really love about this is the blushes. You've got 4 blushes, beautiful colors. I'm wearing this shade today, which you can tell shows up as pink on my cheeks, but is not so intense as it looks in the palette, because these kind of look really like bright and I don't know, this one looks kind of deep in the palette, but they all show up really nicely. And then this, surprisingly, I thought was going to be way too much for a bronzer. It's got some shimmer in it, but this is the bronzer I'm using now. I've used it quite a bit. It just goes on really nicely, really like subtle, not over the top. I don't know, I really have been enjoying this a lot. The blushes I love, which is the main reason I bought it, of course, and I just find it really versatile. I've always loved the Nars Velvet Lip Glides. I got 2 new shades this month and I think they are both beautiful. I'm wearing Xenon today, which is this one, and it's just such, these are both Your Lips But Better flattering type shades. This one has rubbed up slightly. But like, it doesn't look like I'm wearing lipstick. It just looks like really nice. Like my lips are plump and juicy and colored. And then this one kind of is the same effect, but not as deep. This one is in Swing, which is really pretty. I wish I could show them both to you on the lips. They almost look very similar, but I actually tried them both on when I got them. The day I got this one, I think, tried them both on one after another, and I was like, I can't pick. It's like Sophie's Choice. Like, they were both so pretty on the lips. I was like, no, I have to keep both of them. Also, these Kiss lashes are so... I thought I loved the Ardell ones. They've taken a back seat to these ones. So I'm actually wearing a pair of these today, Gala, and they are so pretty. I would not say these are an everyday eyelash for sure. They're very dramatic and beautiful. Like, they're just so gorgeous, and you know, drugstore lash prices. So these are mink lashes. They're in Canada anyway, $10 a piece, which is, you know, quite a bit, but I've worn them a lot. You can get so many wears out of these. They're very sturdy. And these ones are Midnight, which I've worn a couple times as well, and just as well, very beautiful. I thought I was gonna have time to record this for Instagram, record this for you guys, eat, and then go pick up my kid. But I'm not gonna have time to eat and my stomach is growling right now. So I choose you guys over food. You should feel very lucky. Okay, 2 more things before I get to my last makeup item. So I mentioned this, I think, I mentioned this when I hauled the second set of this that I bought. This is from Korres. This is the Vitamin C Active Brightening Oil. And this came in a gift set with this, the Vitamin C Brightening Sleeping Facial. This gift set might still be available on Beauty Boutique online if you live in Canada. And even discounted further than even when I bought it, which is amazing. But yeah, these are so nice on the skin. I wear these only at night because I would never be able to get away with this with oily skin during the day. So depending on your skincare concerns, I think a lot of people could use these, whether you're oily or dry. If you're oily at night, if you're dry, maybe in the morning, maybe at night, not sure. But anyways, I love the way my skin feels after using these. These are ultra moisturizing, and when I wake up, it just feels like that plumping effect that some things can give your skin overnight. I think the scent of these is incredible, and as you can tell, like, I've been using the heck out of them. I got this for Christmas and it's gorgeous, and I just want to mention it quickly. Elie Saab in white. This is a stunning fragrance. I had wanted it for so long and I'm so happy I have it. It's so ultra feminine. I think this was designed to be worn by brides on their wedding day, and I could see why. I'm not sure that there's lilac in this, but it makes me think of lilac. It's very, very sweet and floral and fragrant. And then the last thing I want to talk about is not necessarily a favorite, more of kind of like an update, but I'm still gonna keep using it. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Berries and Cream palette. So I was so excited to buy this. I was waiting for it to launch, like waiting with an email reminder on Sephora. I love the color story in this. Of course, it's purples, so you knew I was gonna love it. But it's not just a purple palette. Like, there's really truly only one purple right here, but it's like it's berries, right? So you got like the berries colors in it, and then you've got some neutrals and some deeper shades, and the blue, like even the blue actually makes sense in this palette, where a lot of blues and palettes do not make sense. But I really like the color story is what called to me. I've now used this 3 times. So because I have so many palettes, like I said, I haven't been able to focus on any one at any time really. So I wish I could have used this more to give you like a full on review, but a few of you have been asking me to talk about it. So I just want to bring you like my first initial opinions. I don't like the formula of this at all. I think the mattes are really difficult to blend. They don't blend easily. They really don't. Like even this Makeup Revolution Emily palette blends so much better than this palette, and the price difference is huge. So yeah, I don't like the mattes in terms of how well they blend. The color in some of them will stay. The color in some of them takes so much building up because it blends away as you blend that it's almost not worth it to spend the time. Like it's so difficult to build some of these colors up. And then some of them are really, really beautiful and show up really well. Like for example, which one? This one here, Warm Pie. I used this all over my lid in a look and it was just, it showed up like that. It was beautiful. It went on fully opaque. But yeah, some, especially the purple, the bittersweet shade here really doesn't blend very well. And then same with Cherry Juice. This is the one that really goes away. So I'm still struggling with this. Like I want to, you know, I mean, I know you understand. I want to love and adore this palette because it's so gorgeous, but I'm just having so much trouble with it. So overall, so much more good than bad for sure. And like I said, I had to leave things off this list for next month because there's so much new good stuff that I've been using and loving. So if you guys have anything that you want to see coming up, please leave it in the comments below. I will take all your feedback. I'm going to try to bring you everything that I can bring you. But yeah, working out and still getting used to a brand new job is it's gonna take me a while to find a rhythm. So just be patient, and if you're new here, definitely subscribe. I'd love to see you around in the future. I hope that you're having a wonderful day and that you're speaking kindly to yourself, especially when you look in the mirror. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Now I'm gonna go eat some pizza. Bye.